The line of cadets stretched down the obsidian corridor of the Arcturus station, each one waiting their turn at the vault door that had remained sealed for 3 centuries. Commander Vex, a towering Krillian with scales that shimmered like oil on water, watched with 4 amber eyes as the biometric scanner processed each human recruit. "Next," he growled, his translator crackling. Cadet Marcus Chen stepped forward, pressed his palm against the scanner. Blue light washed over him. "Access level restricted. Clearance denied," Marcus sighed and rejoined the line. 18 cadets before him had received the same result. The vault, discovered in the ruins of Old Earth's lunar outpost, had become the Galactic Council's greatest mystery. Ancient human technology, predating even the first contact wars, and nobody could open it. "This is pointless," muttered Cadet Yuki Tanaka beside Elena Reeves. "We've sent every human in the fleet. Whatever's in there doesn't want to be found." Elena said nothing. She'd been quiet since they'd arrived at Arcturus, keeping to herself during the 6-month journey from Earth. The other cadets called her strange, too focused, too intense. She spent her nights studying data archives that others found impossibly boring. Engineering patents from the 21st century, deleted corporate databases, fragments of code from before the digital collapse. "Cadet Reeves," Commander Vex's voice cut through her thoughts. "You're next." Elena walked forward, feeling dozens of eyes on her back. The vault door was massive, 30 feet tall, covered in geometric patterns that seemed to shift when you weren't looking directly at them. She'd seen these patterns before in her dreams, though she'd never told anyone that. She raised her hand to the scanner. The blue light turned white, then gold. The scanner made a sound it hadn't made all day, a melodic chime that resonated through the corridor. Every screen in the facility flickered. Scanning, scanning. Biometric match confirmed. Elena's breath caught in her throat. Genetic markers identified. Neural pattern recognized. Memory encoding verified. Commander Vex's scales bristled. "What in the void? Access level. Creator." The words hung in the air like a death sentence. The corridor erupted in chaos. Cadets shouted. Officers rushed forward. But Elena couldn't move, couldn't breathe because the vault was opening and she knew, somehow impossibly, what was inside. "Restrain her," someone shouted. But the vault's defenses had awakened. Energy barriers materialized, separating Elena from the others. The geometric patterns on the door began to glow, and a voice, ancient, digital, unmistakably human, filled the station. "Welcome back. Dr. Reeves. It has been 342 years, 7 months, and 16 days since your last access." "That's impossible," Elena whispered. "I'm 22 years old." "Incorrect. You are 22 years old in this iteration. Consciousness transfer successful. Memory restoration protocol initiated." Pain exploded through Elena's skull. She fell to her knees as memories that weren't hers, that were hers, flooded in. A laboratory. The year 2087. The world ending outside, nuclear fire consuming the continents. A choice. Let humanity die, or do the impossible. She saw herself, older, desperate, uploading her consciousness into a quantum storage device, encoding her DNA pattern into a genetic seed bank, creating an algorithm that would splice fragments of her neural patterns into random descendants, generation after generation, until one day someone would be born who was enough like her to trigger the vault. "My God," she breathed. "I built this. I built all of this." The vault opened fully. Inside, row upon row of stasis pods stretched into darkness. Millions of them. And beyond that, something else. Blueprints, technology, weapons that made the Galactic Council's most advanced systems look like children's toys. "Dr. Reeves, humanity's survival protocol is complete. You preserved the species through the collapse. You hid Earth's true technological capabilities from the galaxy. And you ensured that when the time was right, someone with your knowledge, your drive, would return to unlock humanity's potential." Commander Vex's voice came through the barrier, tinged with fear. "What is in those pods?" Elena stood, memories still settling into place. 2 lifetimes now occupying one mind. She turned to face the assembled aliens, and for the first time, she understood why humanity had always been underestimated in the Galactic Council, because she had designed it that way. "You've been wondering why humans adapt so quickly," Elena said, her voice steady despite the cosmic revelation crashing through her. "Why we survive where other species fail. Why our technology always seems just primitive enough to be non-threatening. She gestured to the pods. 300 years ago, I knew the galaxy wouldn't accept humans as equals. We were too aggressive, too unpredictable. So I made sure that when we joined the galactic community, we seemed manageable. These pods contain the real human colony ships, the ones with engines that could cross the galaxy in weeks, not years. The ones with weapons that could shatter planets. The ones with AI that make your quantum computers look like abacuses. This is a declaration of war, Vex snarled. No, Elena said softly. This is insurance. Humanity has been playing by the galaxy's rules for 3 centuries. We've been good citizens, humble soldiers, grateful students. But I've been watching through every descendant who carried my genes. And I've seen how the Council treats species they think are weak. She placed her hand on a control panel, and throughout the station, systems began awakening. Human systems, hidden in plain sight for generations. The Krillian Empire is planning to annex Earth's outer colonies. The Vexian Concord wants to study human genetics in ways that violate every ethical code. And the Council itself voted last month to restrict human expansion to our current 17 worlds. Elena's eyes hardened. You all thought you had humanity figured out. Useful, adaptable, but ultimately inferior. All station defenses now online, the Vault's AI announced. Welcome to Arcturus Station, Dr. Reeves. Welcome home. Elena looked at the other cadets, her fellow humans, whose eyes now showed not fear but understanding. Awakening. So here's what happens next, she said. We're going to have a conversation about humanity's real place in this galaxy. And this time we're negotiating as equals. The Vault hummed with power. 3 centuries of sleeping technology, stirring to life. And Elena Reeves, who had died to save her species and been reborn to lead it, smiled. Humanity's long game was over. The real game was about to begin.